Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 135 of the Hunt a Day. Today we are going to be fighting Blackflame Vaal Hazak. Blackveil Vaal Hazak, not Blackflame. I've been listening to an audiobook series lately where one of the main characters' powers is called Blackflame, and it's 12 books, and I have been shotgunning that series for like the past month and a half, so that has wormed its way into my brain. Blackveil Vaal Hazak. But before we get too deep into the fight, I think I might have to stop looking at comments until Wilds releases. Because I don't know how much clearer I could be in these videos that I don't want to know. Like, if monsters get spoiled or if they get announced or anything like that. I don't want to know anything about Wilds besides the trailer back in September. So anything that gets revealed this month, I want to know nothing about. But I still have people coming into the comments being like, hey, you got what you wanted, eh? And I'm just like, ah, God damn it. So I don't know what else I can do besides continue to say, please do not, if I am right or wrong, and this monster comes back, whatever, please don't say anything in the comments about that. If you want to talk about what you like about the monster, anything like that, that's fine. Don't tell me if it's in Wilds. I might put a big flashing neon brightly colored ADD attention sign for the people who apparently can't hear. Can you tell I'm a little frustrated? Worst comes to worst, as much as I love talking with everyone about the monsters, and I like trying to reply to as many comments as I can, because I appreciate every single one of you who comments on these videos and talks about these monsters. It's one of the main reasons I do this channel is because I want to share a love of Monster Hunter, and whether it is my favorite monster or my least favorite monster, I want to be able to talk to y'all about it. But to preserve my own intention behind this challenge so that I can have fresh, excited reactions to the new monsters that show up in Wilds, I may need to put that on pause for a bit. I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to see if anything else gets spoiled for me, but I did have, yesterday I had another monster, spoiled in the comments of one of my videos for me, and it was 100% one that I said, I don't want to know, please don't tell me anything about it. So that was great. Kind of pissed, I'll be honest. But such is life. I figured it was going to happen, especially now that we are getting near the release date in the final month. Pretty much everything is going to be revealed. Knowing Capcom's marketing strategy, pretty much everything's going to be shown before the game releases anyway. So I just need to be prepared for that, and got to figure out ways to counter it. Now that little rant is done, let's talk about Blackveil Vaal Hazak. Early on in the Hunt today, I think in the late 20s, early 30s of days in this challenge, I fought regular Vaal Hazak, and I talked about how I really like base form Vaal Hazak. It was one of my favorite fights in World, and I know that's kind of a hot take. But I really enjoyed the balancing act of having to deal with Effluvium, especially once you got the Effluvium decorations and could absolutely body Vaal Hazak. The fight became very fun. It was just it was a lesser Chameleos, and Chameleos is already my favorite of that Elder Dragon trio. So I was 100% on board. I don't much care for Blackflame. I think Blackflame Vaal Hazak is less fun to fight because it triples down on the Effluvium in a way that isn't fun. It does a lot of very cool stuff, but even the set that I ran this hunt with this morning has full level 3 Effluvium resistance on it, and I'm still taking chip damage from the Effluvium. I'm still getting the cart that I have in this video is from being completely drained by the Effluvium that Blackveil uses, and I don't know. Maybe part of me, part of my perception is a little colored on being disappointed in the spoil that happened. But I did not have fun doing this hunt. I enjoy regular Vaal Hazak a lot better. Aesthetically, I love Blackflame though. I think it is a great monster in terms of looks. The pulsating effluvium mushrooms that you have to knock off. I've only recently gotten into Warhammer, and I'm not the biggest fan of any of the Chaos factions, but it very much gives me big what's the pus boy? Nurgle. Like the disease god from Warhammer. It gives me very big Nurgle energy. And it is a really cool design choice of like it has to bring the effluvium with it out of the Rotten Vale to go into these other biomes to hunt for food. And I remember when I did the Ebony Oda-Garen video, someone in the comments told me that the reason for that is because Ebony Oda-Garen effectively is forcing it out of the Rotten Vale. It is like out hunting Vaal Hazak, causing Vaal Hazak to need to adapt and move and find literal greener pastures. And in terms of design and lore, I think it is a top tier monster. It's really cool. I love all its armor. I rode the immortal build train back in my early Iceborne builds, and I loved the Gold Rathian and Blackflame Vaal Hazak combo with the Divine Blessing secret and then the health regen that extends past the red bar. Those skills in tandem do amazing things. So yeah, visually and design wise, I love Black Veil. But I think fight wise, my biggest issue with it, Vaal Hazak regular is primarily a physical attacking dragon that uses effluvium kind of sparingly. And effluvium is such an annoying status when you aren't able to gem it in that works, or aren't able to gem in the resistance for it, that is perfect. It was a really good balance. It felt like you were kept on your toes, but you could still manage the fight. Black Veil Vaal Hazak never stops spewing that nasty shit. And that is what makes me dislike the fight more than anything. And I get that is 100% like personal preference. I've mentioned before, I tend to prefer physical attacking monsters as opposed to like predominantly elemental ranged attacking monsters. So to me, that's the main reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Black Veil. I talked about whether or not I thought Vaal Hazak was going to return in Wilds. And again, I'm going to say it again. I don't want to know if I'm right. Please don't tell me if I'm right. I talked about if I thought Vaal Hazak was going to show back up in the Vaal Hazak video, and I think no. And the main reason for that is I don't think there is a place for it in Wilds, at least not with the areas that I know about. There's the desert, there is the forest, and then I know, again from a comment, I know there's an ice area now. I guess that was the most recent trailer that got shown was the ice area. So I know about that, and then I know the name of one other area, and none of them sound particularly like Vaal Hazak would fit there, but Black Veil is not as constrained to those rules. Like, Vaal Hazak has to be in the Rotten Vale or some kind of putrid fungal rot zone. Black Veil Vaal Hazak can take the rot with it and can go wherever it wants. I actually think Black Veil Vaal Hazak has a higher chance of coming back than regular Vaal Hazak does, just because of its mobility and how the lore supports it being in different places. I could easily see there being a moment in the story where all of a sudden, like, their big focus on this huge ecosystem, that flooded forest area, all of a sudden plants start dying. And these weird fungal growths are showing up all over the place, and oh no, what could it be? Black Veil Vaal Hazak. So I'm going to put Black Veil a little bit higher on my list of probability to return in Monster Hunter Wilds. Again, please don't tell me if I'm right. I'm going to say Black Veil Vaal Hazak has like a 6 or 7 out of 10 to show up. I still think it would probably be more likely in the expansion because it showed up in Iceborne rather than base world. So I would say whatever the expansion to Wilds is, 6 or 7 out of 10 to show up, and then I'm going to keep it around there as well for a future game, because I know Black Veil is not the most popular Elder Dragon. Vaal Hazak in general is not the most popular Elder Dragon. So I'll say about like a 5 or 6 to return in a future game. I did not do well in this hunt either. Again, today was just not a good morning, I guess. But, those are going to happen. I did not do very well in this hunt. I start to get back in my rhythm of it later in the hunt, but for most of it I spend a lot of time flailing about trying to remember how to fight this thing. It was not a good morning. I'm sorry to everyone that today was a bit of a downer of a ramble as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you who tunes into these videos, who comments without spoiling things, and who has been talking with me about these monsters. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. I appreciate you. Those of you who are like have been around a while, it's never y'all who are the problems. It's always people who are coming in for like one video and are like, "Hey, spoilers." Um, I'm gonna stop rambling because I feel like I'm just gonna keep coming back to the frustration, and I want y'all to enjoy the rest of the hunt. Please stick around until the end of the hunt if you can. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't, and until next time, I'll see you next time.